It's Ape Nation. Fuck the 1%. Ape's not leaving. It's a beautiful day here in Indianapolis. Birds are chirping. It's going to be our third really nice day in a row. Trying to find an area here where the sun's not going to. I had trouble uploading a video yesterday on Twitter. Those are 1 minute videos that people really like. But I'm glad to do this today because I need a little bit more than a minute. Trust me, this won't be super long because I got to get ready for work in like 20 minutes. Kids don't smoke. I'd like to preface this by saying I'm not a financial advisor. Take what I say with a grain of salt. I always wanted to say that, like Trey. Shout out to Donna Stazone and McLovin Skunk Ape, who have requested that I do a video, and it has been a while. Let's get into it. I mentioned the double bottom that we ended the day with on Tuesday. Liked that, and then we started trading off yesterday with another double bottom. Had that nice pump up to the 30% range. Still trying to figure out why GME was halted 4 times and AMC wasn't. I went back and saw that we went up 20% in 10 minutes. I think that qualifies. I'm not saying that I'm glad or that I'm hoping for halts ever, because sometimes that screws the pooch, but it just shows that there's, that this is all arbitrary. It's supposed to be a set situation where it's halted, the computer halts it, and it seems to be very subjective. Just like, all this market fuckery that we deal with. Bought some calls. There's been a lot of talk about calls lately and not buying options. And, a lot of people got burned on options. And there was a time there where it wasn't the play. Not financial advice, of course, but, I think we're back into a situation where we can, play some short-term, just out of the money options and help this gamma ramp. I mean, the reason why we need options is because the gamma ramp is part of the recipe for a squeeze. Gamma ramp, FOMO, short covering. This is all things that we need. It's part of the process. It's part of the recipe. Be like baking cookies without flour. So the one thing I'm kind of excited about today is that the options chain for the $12, $13, $14, $15 strike is way bigger than I've seen in a long time. The volume today on the $13 strike, which we're really close to, is over 55 million or 55,000, which is a ton. So I got some more calls at the end of the day for today, hoping that will help this gamma ramp situation. Now, what I'm concerned about, and the title of this is Shares on Loan, is that there are reported 150 million shares on loan and about 110 million sold short. So what are they doing with the other 40 million? They're sitting on 40 million shares they haven't done anything with. So in my mind, that tells me that they could stop a squeeze at any time they want by shorting those into the market. So just like yesterday, the next pop that we see will probably be pushed back down again. And this could happen several times over and over and over again. As long as we continue to rise, it's fine. If you remember last year, there was a long period of time where every Friday we closed higher than the Friday before that. That's what we want to get back to now, wherever we close today, whether it's, 12.50 or 13.50 or 15, hopefully, that next week it's a little bit more, and the week after that's a little bit more, and the week after that's a little bit more. That's what we want to get back to, and I think that's what we're going to get back to soon. The SPY is having a good morning. They're pushing 400. I really want to see the SPY reclaim 400 and stay there and go up. That will really help our momentum. Some other interesting things that are happening. The Twitter deal's not going through with Elon Musk. I think that the money that Tesla's lost from, going from $1,000 to $700 a share has pretty much prevented Elon from having the capital that he needs to buy Twitter right now. So in pre-market trading, Twitter is down and Tesla is up. There are some other interesting things happening with other, short squeeze stocks. BBIG announced their Tide dividend. Every 10 shares of BBIG is going to get 1 share of Tide as a dividend. That's going to put a lot of pressure on shorts. We have the GameStop dividend coming up here in a few weeks. That's going to put a lot of pressure on shorts. And, I'm a firm believer in this short basket theory that, there's several dozen stocks that are shorted by the same companies, and they're working off the same algo. So I think that once one of these pops, it's gonna put pressure and have the other ones pop too. We saw it several months ago when Bed Bath and Beyond went up overnight when Ryan Cohen announced that he was buying some Bed Bath and Beyond. There were a bunch of other stocks that went up, from that basket. So they're sympathy plays, as it were. So that's where we're at right now. We're looking for this gamma ramp, and every 50-cent increment we've got. The $13 strike is the biggest one, but there's a lot of interest at $12, $12.50, $13.50, $14.50 as well. So there's big potential today. But I'm always cautiously optimistic, and my concern right now is that 40 million shares that they're just sitting on. And why are they sitting on those shares and not using them? Because the cost to borrow is cheap, and they want to have ammo. They want to have ammo to stop momentum. But one of these days, and the volume yesterday was amazing. It was over 100 million. One of these days, the volume will fuck the algo and fuck all the extra shares that they have. There won't be anything they can do. That's what a squeeze is. It's just an unprecedented amount of momentum that nothing can stop. And when it happens, it's going to be glorious. So that's why we're here. We always have the conviction. I think we need to come to terms with that this is a very emotional play. And it takes its toll. Shout out to Jenna. She ghosted Twitter the other day, kind of right in the middle of some conversations I was having with her, and I was really worried. And she said, I needed a break. My emotions were running high. And I think we all need to come to grips with the fact that this does take a toll. When we get paid, there's going to be nobody that can say honestly that we don't deserve this, because I'm sure it's put a toll on your family and on your mental health, on your sleep sleep schedule. Shit, I got up at 4:00 this morning to see what was going on. It was nice. We're up like 8% in the pre-market. It was nice to wake up to. But that's it. That's all I got. About 8 minutes here. So let's see what happens, guys. Buy the dips when you can. And I think it's really important that once we do start ripping, that we bite the bullet and buy the rip too. I think it's be really important. Buy on lit exchanges, like AMC Bigham's always talks about. Route your orders to lit exchanges so they can't take them to the dark pool. I don't think enough people are doing that, obviously. Buying on Robinhood, there's no way to direct to a lit exchange. You've got to be on Fidelity. TD Ameritrade allows it, public. So do your research on that and make sure you're doing that right. And if you're gonna play options, don't bet the house money. I just started off with a couple $100 on the options, and I've kind of grown it, and I'm playing on house money now. It is extremely risky. It's a way to lose everything. So don't throw your house payment at it or anything. But it's like I said, it's needed, and I could tell by looking at the options chain, all the strikes that are just slightly out of the money, that the apes are starting to figure out that the YOLO plays playing $40 strikes for next week, for example. It's just a bad bet. So, fuck the 1%. Thanks for coming.